Another type of information resource is that of cartography. These are things like maps or plans or elevation or section drawings, for example. So to do this, I'm going in resource type to the cartography section and I'm indicating what I'm going to add. In this case, it's a map. I'm going to click on add and I'm going to select what this is. In this case, I've used a digital image. It's often perhaps the physical material. And then I have to go to the cartography tab. So again, ignoring the bibliography, imagery, and shared data cards completely. So here, as before, I can go through the fields over here, or I can click on the plus, which opens each of the fields in the card tree, and I can navigate through them one by one over here. So it starts with the map source type. This is a drop-down menu. If your source is not in there, which is very well possible, you can contact someone of the EMINA team to have this added to the drop-down. In this case, I'm using a University of Texas Libraries map, which is in the list. So click on add. The next field is that of the creator. It's very well possible that you don't have a creator for a map that is not known, but in that case it's fine to leave this field blank. But if there is a creator, you have to make sure to add this person. And this field works in the same way as many of the other person name fields, in that it's linked to a person organization record, so you have to type in a name, and if it doesn't exist, you have to make a person/organization record for the person first. In this case, I don't have a known creator for this map, so I'm going to leave this blank. Then the series type, so this is the title of the series. You must always fill this in. This is essential information for maps. I'm just going to check what this is. This is a drop-down menu, so it is very well possible that you again have to contact someone of the EMINA team to get your series added, because as you can see, we only have got a few added so far, but this can be extended. In this case, mine has been added. Then the place of publication, this is optional if it's relevant. You would enter the full name of the city or the country where it was published. In this case, I don't have this information actually, although I should probably look this up. But I'm going to leave this blank here. The projection type is the projection system used in the map. And you should fill this in because it's very relevant. But I can see here there's no data added for projection type yet. So I'm going to click on that and add it. You have to fill this in, but if this is unknown, which is possible, you can choose unknown, right? So if you just don't know, that's okay, but you should fill it in to at least indicate that you've checked this. And ideally, it should be filled in completely, because it's a very key information if someone wants to use this map. And the scale type is also very important. So this speaks for itself. Really, you just choose from the drop down. You should fill this in. You just navigate to the right one. So there. Then we have another field. It's called tile square details. This is the sheet number that you can see here. So if this is available, you should enter the number of the sheet of the map. Again, using this information. This is a free text field. In this case, you can normally find this on the map, of course. So this is the number of the map I'm adding. The next one is tile square appellation, which is a bit of a weird name again, but it's the sheet name essentially. So often there's not just a number, but there's a name of the area, the name of the sheet. In this case, for example, this is Balat Sinjar. and click on Add again. Then you might have an addition of the map, and you don't have to enter this if you don't know or if it's not applicable. You just leave it blank, which is the case here. And then finally the date of creation. This can be very useful, of course, to know when the map was dated to, but if you don't know it, then you can leave this empty again. And in this case, I do know. I'm going to type it in because it's quite a while ago to navigate through. When you're typing, always be very careful to type it in correctly. So I'm using the year first, dash the month, and then the day. So it's dating to October 1942. And I'm clicking on Add. And this is really all the data that I need to fill in for a map in this case. And it's comparable for plans and things like that. So again, I might have a URL if I access this online. So in this case, you fill in the URL here and the access date. I normally don't have a location because it will cover a large area, although of course you could make a polygon for the whole area, but this would be optional. I normally don't have to copyright to upload the actual map sheet, but it's possible that you have. If you do, then you could upload this here. I normally don't add additional information, but it is possible to make comments here in the free text field. And finally, I should add related resources. So there is a wrong one sitting here, which I should delete, but I'm not going to go into that now. But this is where you would add all the heritage places that are shown on this map and that you've used this map for to find or describe.